Action News with Dick Wood, Marcy Elliott, meteorologist Bob Savant, on sports, Rip Rowan, and Ed O'Brien. Good evening. Albany County's proposed Civic Center complex took a big step forward today with the announcement that local developers...
From the great Northeast, WTEN presents TV10 Action News with Dick Wood, meteorologist Bob Kovacic, on sports, Rip Rowan, and Ed O'Brien.
Good evening. Memorial Day in 1984 is almost over, but it will be...
Good evening. Capital District residents woke up to an incredible sight this morning, a scene resembling January rather than early October.
I'm Marcy Elliott, joining Greg Floyd for a special expanded edition of Action.
Good evening. I'm Greg Floyd.
Action News.
This is 10 Eyewitness News at noon with the 10 Eyewitness News team.
TV 10 is right at home with you.
This is 10 Eyewitness News with Dick Wood, Cynthia Fodor, Weather Plus with Steve Caparizzo, Harvey Smolovitz with sports, and the 10 Eyewitness News team.
TV 10 is right at home with you.
This is 10 Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock with Cynthia Fodor, Jim Brennan, Harvey Smolovitz with sports, Weather Plus with Steve Caparizzo, and the 10 Eyewitness News team.
Hello, everyone. One boy is dead and another clings to life tonight after a high-speed getaway attempt over stolen beef.
TV 10 is right at home with you.
This is 10 Eyewitness News Nightcast with Jim Brennan, Cynthia Fodor, Weather Plus with Steve Caparizzo, Harvey Smolovitz with sports, and the 10 Eyewitness News team.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Divers are searching frigid waters tonight in Fulton County.
The Sheriff's Department says 2 teenagers are dead after their car crashed.
TV 10 is right at home with you.
This is 10 Eyewitness News Nightcast with Dick Wood, Marcy Elliott, Weather Plus with Joe Sotilli, Ed O'Brien with sports, and the 10 Eyewitness News team.
Good evening. You may be entitled to up to 200...
It's right at home with you.
This is 10 Eyewitness News with Greg Floyd, Weather with Greg Playford, Ed O'Brien with sports, and the 10 Eyewitness News team.
Good evening. An emergency town meeting was a smelly...
Good morning, Capital Region. This is 10 Eyewitness News Eyeopener with Elisa Streeter, meteorologist John Giraldi. Now, 10 Eyewitness News Eyeopener.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Eyeopener on this last day of April. Look who's back.
Now, Jim Brennan, Cynthia Fodor, meteorologist Steve Caparizzo, Dan Murphy with sports. This is 10 Eyewitness News Nightcast.
A showdown in Cohoes over a school principal and her job.
Plus, police look for a man who's stalking local women.
And a scare tonight among hunters worried about the new killer in the wild, rabies.
But first, a quick trip to the store turned into attempted murder tonight.
Now, Tom Shad, meteorologist Greg Playford, and John Spatafora, sports. This is 10 Eyewitness News.
Good evening. We begin with violence overnight and a Troy police officer in the hospital.
This is News 10 at 5:30.
It could be the evidence that decides O.J.'s guilt or innocence. Good evening. I'm Elisa Streeter.
Reporting to you, Elisa Streeter and meteorologist Steve Caparizzo. Stay with us as News 10 at 5:30 continues.
This is News 10 at 6 o'clock.
It's an undercover investigation that's resulted in a huge drug sweep. But tonight, firefighters say they may now be in danger. Good evening, I'm Sue Nigra.
Reporting to you, Sue Nigra, meteorologist Greg Playford, John Spatafora on sports. Stay with us as News 10 at 6 o'clock continues. Reporting to you, Jim Brennan, Angela Hampton, meteorologist Steve Caparizzo, Dan Murphy on sports. Stay with us as News 10 at 6 o'clock continues.
This is News 10 at 11.
This area is now off limits to skateboarders in the city of Schenectady. Good evening, everyone. I'm Angela Hampton.
I'm Jim Brennan.
Schenectady City Council.
It's 5 o'clock. News 10 starts now.
And good evening, everybody. I'm Tracy Egan.
And I'm John McLaughlin. Now the top 10 stories of the day.
First with the news. On air and online, Sharman Sacchetti, Ryan Nobles, meteorologist Andy Gregorio. This is News 10 in the morning.
In just a few hours, Dr. Condoleezza Rice makes her appearance in front of the 9/11 Commission. Good morning. It's Thursday, April 8th. I'm Ryan Nobles. Sharman Sacchetti has the day off.
Live from WTEN in Albany, this is News 10 at noon.
You just saw Condoleezza Rice taking heat over a briefing given the president the month before the September 11th attacks.
Live from WTEN in Albany, this is News 10 at 5.
And a good evening, everybody. I'm John McLaughlin.
And I'm Tracy Egan.
Terry McSweeney, Elisa Streeter, Chief Meteorologist Steve Caparizzo. You're watching News 10 at 5.
Steve Caparizzo joins us now.
WTEN in Albany, the news team that's leading the way in local news coverage. On air and online, this is News 10 at 6.
There was no silver bullet that could have prevented.
From WTEN Albany, the news team that's leading the way in local news coverage, on air and online. This is News 10 at 11.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Elisa Streeter.
I'm Terry McSweeney.
Elisa Streeter, Terry McSweeney, Chief Meteorologist Steve Caparizzo, and Dan Murphy with sports. You're watching News 10 at 11. News 10, winner of the New York State Broadcasters Excellence in Broadcasting Award for outstanding coverage of breaking news.
Live from WTEN, this is News 10 at 5 on the news station.
On this vote, the yeas are 205, the nays are 228. The motion is not adopted.
Live from WTEN, this is News 10 at 5:30 on the news station.
It came down to medications that he could not have.
Live from WTEN, this is News 10 at 6 on the news station.
Trailer torched, dozens of donations destroyed, and tonight fire investigators call the fire that burned them up suspicious.
Live from WTEN, this is News 10 at 11 on the news station.
I think increasingly Albany is looked upon as the corruption capital.
Live in HD, this is News 10 ABC at 5:30.
Thousands of runners pounding the pavement for a good cause this year is sending a record turnout for the Troy Turkey Trot.
Live in HD, this is News 10 ABC at 11.
Police in Albany now looking for the driver behind a hit and run that left a man dead.
Dedicated, determined, dependable. This is News Center in the morning on 10 ABC.
Crews are battling a massive house fire in Averill Park. I'm the News Center's Nicole Lally. I'll have a live update coming up.
You're watching Christina Arangio, Steve Teeling, and Stephanie Grady. This is News Center in the morning on 10 ABC.
6:18 on this Wednesday morning.
You're watching News Center at noon on 10 ABC.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm News Center's Christina Arangio.
Dedicated, determined, dependable. This is News Center at noon on 10 ABC.
Because we're a nation that stands with our fellow citizens as long as it takes.
Dedicated, determined, dependable. This is News Center at 11 on 10 ABC.
Searching for answers. Federal authorities wait to question the 19-year-old man taken into custody last night about his role in the deadly Boston bombings.
Dedicated, determined, dependable. This is News 10 ABC at 11.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Elisa Streeter.
And I'm Mark Baker.
Dedicated, determined, dependable. This is News 10 ABC in the morning.
No trust. The relationship the Village of Hoosick Falls officials have with the company responsible for the PFOA contamination is now being brought into question.
It is crunch time. Less than a dozen primaries left. Big wins for Bernie Sanders. But is it enough to beat Hillary Clinton?
There's a killer. There's a killer.
What caused a man to go on a deadly stabbing rampage? Nicole's tracking that story for us, and it is an unbelievable one.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
Coming up for you in just a moment. Good morning, everyone. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
That was my computer.
Computer's saying good morning.
Dedicated, determined, dependable. This is News 10 ABC in the morning.
The University at Albany joining together in solidarity after 3 women were harassed on campus. How the school's president is using an event to bring students together.
The Zika virus continuing to spread. Find out how New York State is planning to respond to this outbreak. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Monday, everyone, and good morning.
Dedicated, determined, dependable. This is News 10 ABC.
Tonight at 11, an apparent terror attack in Turkey. At least 35 people killed at a nightclub in Istanbul.
Your home for the most local news. News 10 ABC in the morning starts now.
One never knows what goes on behind closed doors.
A look at the inner workings of Nexium, the group that allegedly branded women and subjected them to a master-slave relationship.
Your home for the most local news. News 10 ABC starts now.
Right now at 4, more winter weather in the forecast. Our weather team is tracking the latest updates.
Your home for the most local coverage. News 10 ABC starts now.
I'm definitely grateful.
Tonight at 11, a Las Vegas victim with local ties can't thank the stranger who jumped in to save her enough. And then she found out he has family here, too.
Getting in front of bullying on social media, how one local school district is getting in front of the day known as Exposure Day.
And it wasn't just football on the minds of Niski high school students and parents this Friday night. News 10 ABC at 11 starts right now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Elisa Streeter.
And I'm Tim Lake.
Your home for the most local news. News 10 ABC starts now.
Tonight at 11, brutal cold gripping the capital region. This you know. If you've got extra blankets, a dog, a cat, grandma, put them all on the bed tonight.
Starting now, this is your local news leader. News 10 ABC in the morning.
The issue of limo safety heads to the state Senate. What today's public hearing will cover.
You're watching News 10 ABC, your local news leader, with Christina Arangio, Ryan Peterson, Nicole Lally, and Jess Briganti. You're watching News 10 ABC, your local news leader.
Starting now, this is your local news leader. News 10 ABC at 4.
Right now at 4, a public hearing on limo safety in Albany. Families of victims in the deadly Schoharie crash were there.
Starting now, this is your local news leader. News 10 ABC at 4:30.
Right now on News 10 at 4:30, as COVID cases increase here in the capital region, officials are encouraging.
Now, this is your local news leader. News 10 ABC at 5.
Right now at 5, a breakthrough for the employees without pensions from St. Clair's Hospital.
A lawsuit officially filed. How this shakes things up moving forward.
Plus thousands of local students.
Starting now, this is your local news leader, News 10 ABC at 5:30.
And right now, News 10 at 5:30, nursing homes have been hardest hit by this pandemic. The governor taking criticism for an order that may have put more seniors at risk.
Starting now, this is your local news leader, News 10 ABC at 6.
We were living above our means and we're on death's door.
Tonight at 6, alleged mismanagement dooming an area college. Some staff saying they may not see a paycheck for years.
Starting now, this is your local news leader, News 10 ABC at 11.
The rain comes to an end tonight, but watch out, the next storm is brewing.
A local community tonight voting for a second time on a proposal for a new fire station. Will a lower price tag seal the deal? New tonight, Saratoga reporting a surprising surplus, where the extra money came from and what they plan to do with it. Plus, the capital city struggling to get people interested in joining the force. The plan to bring in new recruits that may surprise you. News 10 at 11 starts now.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us here at 11. I'm Trishna Begum.
And I'm Tim Lake. And new here at 11 tonight, a local fire department wins approval to build a new multi-million-dollar station.
You're watching News 10 ABC, your local news leader with Tim Lake, Trishna Begum, Chief Meteorologist Steve Caparizzo, and Sports Director Liana Bonavita.
This is the Capital Region's ABC 10.